and welcome to Volume 2 of Multiplayer Hacking and Watch Dogs. This will be a bunch of wins as well. There might be a fail in there somewhere. Volume 3 will be all my fails, which will be great for beginners to see how other people beat me, where they hid, what their tactics were. So stay tuned for Volume 3. But for this volume, I was invaded. There's a hacker somewhere, and I'm forwarding past all this because I'm just running around looking at everything on ground level. Probably missed a car here or there, but I figured he must be upstairs, especially because this train slammed to a halt, which it doesn't do naturally in the game. And there he is, just crouched behind that chair.
That's the way to do it.
And I used my favorite grenade launcher. That was close if I hadn't gone upstairs, but always make sure to check upstairs. Now this is something everybody is commenting about. They call it cheating or griefing, or I don't know, they have some other word for it. I came out to the middle of the field where there are no AI characters, so if someone pops up here or drives their car up to me, I know they are a human player invading my game. So this is sort of a way to cheat. Unfortunately, I don't have all of my skills unlocked here, so it's hard for me to control my car off-road. And there is a skill to make yourself be able to drive better off-road. So the other player ends up coming up, driving up to me. He sees me shooting, and I can't pop his tire, I can't hit him. So I run back to my car and try to chase after him, but this is where we need to cue the Benny Hill music because this gets absurd. I'll forward it here, but I can't control my car. It's whip-tailing everywhere. The other guy can't control his car either. So he runs to the highway. Unfortunately, I bail out too early. He's still in an AI character's car and is almost a kilometer in front of me, so there's no way I'm catching him. And this is unfortunately a loss for me, even though I had set myself up perfectly to begin the match. So in this game, I spawn here in the car. Watch Dogs lets you spawn and take over an AI character spot. So this car was driving along whenever I invaded his game. It's kind of like the Matrix where the agent can take over someone's body. So I took over this car. Fortunately, the other player was right next to me. So I've seen him. I just need to go to a location that's in my favor before I hit that down button on my numpad. And that'll start the hacking. So I'm trying to figure out, should I try to merge into the group there? That's usually not a good idea because all he has to do is do a quick run by. So I try to keep an eye on him, and I just run around the building like a maniac until I find this nice little hiding spot. I can almost see him if I angle the camera properly. There he goes. He's running by, but he cannot see me in this corner. He actually has to jump down here to see if anyone's down here. So I hope that'll give me the winning edge, and I just stick to my guns and just hide out here. You'll see him run by again here right towards the end, and I get cocky and I stand up. We're at 93%. It's just a few more seconds and the match will be over.
And that is how you want these things
and
to go.
he just ran by me right at the end. So this match happened right after I invaded someone else's game. So I was trying to get away from him. Unfortunately, he had already marked me. He had already profiled me. So I just make a grand entrance. Like always, I'm just running around trying to figure out if he's here on the street. I figured he's in one of the cars in the parking lot where I just slammed my car through. That or he's running around. So I come back here, do another sweep, check all the cars up here. And you can see the marker on my mini-map is getting smaller. So I know he's in this area and there's really no place to hide. So I just start shooting the cars. Because if he's in one of these cars, it'll mark it for me. And there he is. I had checked that car before, so he must have been running around and decided to duck into a car when he thought I wasn't coming back to check on it again.
One of our high-value targets is in town. We need you to hack them and install a back door for us.
So there's an indicator on these games that shows if the player is on a motorcycle, in a car, or is walking. This shows that he's walking. Unfortunately for me, he was either busy in his offline single player match and he was upstairs on the second floor somewhere, or he noticed that I was invading his game and quickly ran upstairs, because no AI will be running around jumping from rooftop to rooftop doing parkour in at least this first game, Watch Dogs 1. So he's forcing me to run up there, which I don't want to do, and I can forfeit this game and lose no reputation points. But I'm hoping maybe he's a new player who doesn't know he's being invaded. Maybe he's trying to finish his single player objective. That's probably not the case now that he's triggering all these random events. Of course he sees me and I try to run away. And I'm just running for my life right now because he spotted me. So now it's his turn. He has to come and kill me before I evade him. So I already lost my main objective here. And I can see on my mini-map he's right behind me, running after me. So I hijack this car and take off. And I just either have to get out of his eyesight for 10 seconds, or I have to get out of his area of influence.
I made some mistakes there.
And fortunately, I was out of his eyesight for 10 seconds, so it gave me a partial win.
He needs to go right now.
So this will be the last clip of the second volume. Someone's in my game, but they haven't even profiled me yet. So my plan was to set up here, lure him over, and try to pop him as he drove by. But unfortunately, with the lag, I couldn't time my shot correctly, so he drove by me before I could get a shot off. But fortunately for me, he did not know the layout of this map, and he went off an end over here, ended up stranded on this structure that's not connected to anything. So my plan was to just run upstairs and shoot him. And you can see him up there not knowing what to do because he knows I'm right below him. So he's gonna take a leap of faith here and kill himself. And that's a win for me. Alright, come back for volume 3.